Thank you, Glennie. And thank you to the LD committee for putting on this wonderful barbecue for us all tonight. I'm just praying that the rain holds off long enough for us to eat and enjoy ourselves. Wet, not wet, but dry. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Kreiselmaier. I'm running against Derek Kilmer for U.S. House of Representatives in the 6th Congressional District. Thank you. So, I've met many of you before, and it's really wonderful to see those of you again and to see the new people here. And we're going to do this year. We're going to take back this seat that has been in the hands of Derek Kilmer for 8 years, and 36 years before that, Norm Dix. It's been in a Democrat chokehold for all those years, but this is the year to change it for lots of reasons. So, a little bit about me. I'm a mom on a mission to clean up the House of Representatives, because we have seen over these last several years, it's been rife with dirty tricks, foul play, and stinking thinking, right? Against our president, against our country, and all that we stand for. So my website is cleanupthehouse.com. I encourage you to go there, donate, check out my platform, contact me directly. But it's really important that we do this because Derek Kilmer, how many of you have met or had anything to do with Derek Kilmer in the past? Anybody? What's your general impression of how he presents himself here in Washington State? Anybody? He's a moderate. Nice. Smooth. Yeah. So he presents himself, he's very nice. He's, when he comes across, he's nice, he's funny, he's articulate, he's glib. He presents himself as a moderate when he's here in this Washington, but when he's there in the other Washington, D.C., he actually votes as a radical. Yeah, he votes 100% of the time with Nancy Pelosi, 98% of the time with Adam Schiff, architect of impeachment, and Maxine Waters, and 95% of the time with AOC of the Green New Deal, Ilhan Omar, and the Squad. So that's one of the things I'm doing as I am campaigning against him, is to just expose him for who he is, because he does not present himself or answer direct questions when he's here in this Washington about his actual record. So I am trying to pull the curtain back on Derek Kilmer and show the difference between his smooth, moderate, reasonable rhetoric and the actual record and results that he produces, which are abysmal. So the other thing to know about Derek Kilmer is that he's 100% aligned with Jay Inslee, our favorite governor. Right. He's all in on keeping the economy closed as long as possible. He wants to keep us closed. He wants to focus on an indefinite waiting period till we get a vaccine. He wants unconstitutional contact tracing. Those are his solutions to the crisis we've been in, the induced coma that our economy has been in. And you know what I say to that? I say that the best economic stimulus is putting people back to work and reopening America and reopening Washington. Thank you. So, I want to just say that what I am standing for instead is strong families, strong communities, and a strong country. All the things that Derek Kilmer has worked against, I will be working for, and I will be backing, not attacking, President Trump. Do we have any Trump supporters here? So I always say one of the best things we can do, and one of the main reasons I'm running, is if we love President Trump and the job that he was doing all the way up and through this COVID crisis, and he's bringing us back out of it, is we need to give him House members who will back him and not attack him. Okay. We only need 18 seats to flip that U.S. House back into Republican hands, and we will do it this year. And why do I say that? I say that because, for many reasons, actually. So, for one thing, back in 2016, this very historically blue district of the 6th Congressional, 3 of the counties, Mason, Grays, Harbor, and Clallam counties, actually flipped red for Trump in 2016. They went from blue to red. And they're only more red now than they were then. And even since that time, there are more and more people who have really caught on, and that's what we're trying to do together, is to help people catch on to the real desires of the radical left. So the more the radical left exposes itself for, being opposed to law and order and against police and all these other nonsense agenda items of theirs, the better our chances become. As people walk away from the Democrat Party that walked away from them, there's a huge walk-away movement. And then, of course, those of us on the right who've been there all along are more and more energized and more and more determined than ever to hang on to the freedoms of this country, the foundations of this country, the things that we hold near and dear. So this is the time to fight for what's right, to stand up and get out there or return our ballots in the primary. Very, very important, the primary, because we have 6 people running in this race. I was the only Republican contender until the Friday of filing week, when it was all of a sudden free to file and we had people coming out of the woodwork. So we've got some spoilers in the race that are not endorsed by anyone. I'm the only one who's endorsed by the Republican Party. I'm endorsed by a pro-life group, a Pro-Life Alliance, Human Life of Washington, 100% pro-life, 100% pro-Second Amendment, pro-constitutional. Me, in a nutshell, I'm a Christian, conservative, constitutional, common sense Republican who's committed to results. And I've got a 20-year, in addition to being a mom, with a fierce devotion not only to my family, my son, and this country. I love the country like I love my own child, and was raising our son for the last 19 years and very involved in our community where we've lived for 15 years in Gig Harbor. But prior to that, I have a 20-year background and experience in program evaluation and research. I have a PhD, summa cum laude, from the University of Oregon. And so my skill set includes a lot of researching programs, looking at what works, looking at what doesn't, setting out goals, figuring out how to get from point A to point B, evaluating programs to see if they're working and if they're not, and getting really the best bang for the buck when it comes to our taxpayer dollars. That's what we need to do. That's what's not being done now. And just so you know, my experience in the world of education all those years, working at the federal, state, and local levels, evaluating programs for National Science Foundation, for the U.S. Department of Education, that is what turned me from Bay Area blue liberal to raving fire engine red Republican, okay? Because I saw firsthand waste, fraud, and abuse, wanted to do something about it, and so I am all in for parental authority of respecting that, parental choice when it comes to the raising of our children, completely against the CSE program that we've just been fighting against in this state here. So my background in education would allow me to be able to peer into what's being done at the U.S. Department of Education. And until we're successful in eliminating it, I would be all for holding it accountable and staying away from the indoctrination. I do not want education. I'm in indoctrination. I want education, not indoctrination. So what you can do to help me now. We have a primary. The ballots are dropping July 17th. They'll be due back August 4th. And so anything you can do to help spread the word about me as the candidate to vote for. If they want a Republican, don't just throw a dart and pick any R on the ballot. There are 4 of them. I am the one endorsed candidate. I'm first on the ballot, Elizabeth Kreiselmaier. So you can point other people to me, refer them to my website, cleanupthehouse.com. I've got a table over here. Come ask me any question you like. Donate, get involved. I just need to point E, but the LD supports state and local races. They are not allowed to support federal races like mine, and congressional races are expensive. So I could use your help in donations to further our efforts to get the word out. I've just bought a Fox News channel ad that's being played 3 times a day between now and the primary. Anybody seen that yet? Some people are starting to see it. And we're going to get mailers out district-wide across the 6 counties. So I can use your help to volunteer to make phone calls, to just get involved and help and talk to me over here. So I am Elizabeth Kreiselmaier, Dr. Elizabeth Kreiselmaier, running against Derek Kilmer, 6th Congressional District. And with God's help and your support, we will, in fact, give Derek Kilmer a much-needed, well-deserved timeout. Thank you.